Caption close update, shortly before 9:30 p.m., the Associated Press and other media declared Democrat Doug Jones the winner in the election to the U.S. Senate from Alabama, dealing a political blow to President Donald Trump. Montgomery, Ala, AP, after all the charges, denials, claims, and promises, Alabama voters have had their say. Polls closed across the state Tuesday night after a scandal-stained Senate election campaign that tested the limits of party loyalty in the age of President Donald Trump, and win or lose promised significant political consequences for Republicans everywhere. At the center of the special election was fiery Christian conservative Roy Moore, Judge Moore to his supporters. The 70-year-old Republican was twice ousted as state Supreme Court Chief Justice after flouting federal law. This year he attempted a political resurrection against party officials horrified by accusations that he was guilty of sexual misconduct with teenage girls when he was in his 30s. Just before 9 p.m. Tuesday, he briefly greeted an optimistic crowd at his election night party in Montgomery. Moore shook hands with supporters after they chanted, "Judge Roy Moore." He then left to watch returns in another room. With about half the vote counted, the Alabama Senate race between Moore and Democrat Doug Jones is too close to call. Jones, 63, a former U.S. attorney best known for prosecuting 2 Ku Klux Klansmen who killed 4 black girls in Birmingham's infamous 1963 church bombing. He was trying to become the first Democrat in a quarter century to win an Alabama Senate seat. Republican candidate Roy Moore rode his horse to the polls as he's done in past elections to cast his ballot in the U.S. Senate race. Moore was accompanied by his wife Kayla Moore as he expressed confidence in a win Tuesday night. December 12, the stakes are high for Alabama and perhaps higher for the National Republican Party, which faces 2 painful outcomes. The GOP could lose a Senate seat in a deep red state that would energize Democrats everywhere, or the party could win Tuesday's election and welcome a man accused of sordid conduct to the U.S. Senate just as Republicans prepare to defend their congressional majorities in 2018. The election has also renewed lingering tension between Trump, who backed Moore in the campaign's final days, and the Republicans who control Congress, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell chief among them, who called for Moore to abandon the campaign promise an ethics investigation if he's elected. On the ground in Alabama on Tuesday, those who stood in line to cast their ballots were far more focused on the candidates than the broader political fallout. Democratic Alabama Senate candidate Doug Jones says he feels very confident on Election Day as he runs against Republican Roy Moore. Supporters greeted Jones as he arrived to vote at a church in Mountain Brook on Tuesday. December 12, he's not a truthful man, 69-year-old Mary Moultrie said of Moore. Moultrie, who works in a children's hospital, was not influenced by accusations of sexual misconduct against Moore, she said, because she already did not like him. He talks about God, but you don't see God in his actions.